These attractive new houses are at Winsford, part of a planned development for 12,500 homes, most of which are destined for occupation by Liverpool families. The estates are laid out in keeping with the latest ideas, approached by service roads, but with safe access from front and back by private footpaths, free from traffic dangers. With some helpful advice from the neighbourhood social officer, the family is soon settling in. He explains the working and maintenance of the gas, hot water and central heating system with temperature control. The benefit is felt all over the house, and it's quickly appreciated by the children. Jean doesn't waste any time making the place look more like home. They haven't had time to put down the stair carpet yet, but a cup of tea is always welcome, especially when it's made in a well-fitted kitchen. The sink unit, worktop and easily reached cupboards are all standard fittings, and it only needed the cooker connecting to become fully operational. As with all modern houses, there are plenty of electrical points, and it's not long before life takes on a more familiar pattern. A few days later, John starts out for his new job, only a short drive away, while his eldest daughter walks to the nearby secondary school. On the new industrial estate, the factories are well designed, with plenty of light and air. At his new job, John, like all newcomers to this factory, first goes through the training school. As training is offered for many of the jobs in these industries, it's not absolutely essential for the newcomer to find exactly the same type of work as he did before. Meanwhile, as the result of thoughtful planning, the younger children can get to a new school without crossing any busy main roads. Outside the home, the housewife has been kept in mind. Jean can do her shopping in a pleasantly laid out shopping area. In keeping with the modern trend, all the welcoming towns are providing these pedestrian-only precincts. Winsford, of course, is not the only town which welcomes Liverpudlians. There are 6 towns from which to choose. 4 are expanding towns and 2 are new towns. The new towns are Runcorn and Skelmersdale. The expanding towns are Burnley, Ellesmere Port, Widnes and Winsford. All of these offer excellent housing and employment. As in all expanding communities, There are opportunities for jobs for all age groups, men and women. Houses are not tied to particular jobs, but in most cases, employment must first be secured before a house is allocated. For instance, here in Skelmersdale, Keith Ryan is already settling his future at one of the largest producers of valves for export in the country. A wide variety of jobs are available, skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled, in almost every field of production, from heavy engineering to microelectronics, from canned foods to car polish. He and his wife are at present living with his wife's parents in the central area of Liverpool. With the heavy demand for accommodation in Liverpool, they're well down the waiting list, and they're not prepared to wait. Having secured a job, the Ryans don't waste any time arranging for a house. They go to the Development Corporation offices, where they're shown the relative positions of the industrial estates and houses. They're also shown a model of the type of covered shopping areas planned for the new town. This one will be on 3 levels, and one of the first fully covered shopping centres in Great Britain. A look at some of the houses, some simple arrangements, and their future is settled. Keith's parents live in a Liverpool Corporation house. His father works in Speke, some distance away, and father, like son, is also thinking of moving. Widnes would be very convenient for Speke, so they're interested in the new houses near Huff Green Station, in a rural setting on the outskirts of Widnes, surrounded by attractive country. As with all the towns, public transport affords easy travel to Liverpool, and in this case to Warrington and Manchester. The elder Ryans are met at the station by the now experienced younger generation, who have driven the few miles from Skelmersdale, already satisfied by their move. The estate is being developed on a modern plan, providing separate roads and pedestrian ways with adequate garage and parking facilities. In helping themselves by such a move, they would of course make way for another family which must be urgently rehoused from the city redevelopment area. There are some 33,000 households in this massive central clearance area. Some of the families affected by the scheme can be housed in the new flats and houses being built, but by no means all. For rebuilding to modern standards with provision of adequate amenities inevitably means reducing the density of population. It's very much the old problem of trying to get a quart into a pint pot. For those who decide to move out of Liverpool altogether, there are many advantages in both employment and housing, as we've already seen. Everyone has misconceived ideas about other towns, often through fleeting glimpses of the older parts from trains or buses. Most people are aware of the impression that can be created of Liverpool when arriving by train, especially on a rainy day. So let's take a further look at some of these towns. For instance, here's the centre of Burnley. Further evidence of the rapidly changing scene is this new housing estate, where houses and flats are intermingled. For those who prefer larger blocks of flats, these too are available. At Runcorn, the new central area containing shops, offices and community buildings, all under cover, will be fed by roads leading directly to car parks, separate bus lanes and the now familiar safe pedestrian ways. New factories like these offer employment to a further 19,000 people in this one town alone. Runcorn New Town will eventually look like this, with a figure-of-8 rapid road transit system forming the spine of the residential areas, where the housing incorporates entirely new ideas and designs. Mary Sullivan is already settled into her new house at Runcorn, and she's delighted with the fittings supplied. Cupboards and worktops in the kitchen, with access from the dining room. Built-in cupboards are featured throughout the house. Very useful in the bedroom, saving separate wardrobes. Comfort is assured by the universal gas heating system. All these fittings are typical of the new houses in all the towns, and make for easily run, happy homes. Some of the houses have an additional downstairs toilet, particularly useful for mum after dealing with sticky-fingered children. Moving out of the city, there's no need to lose contact with friends and relations, for public transport services make travel fast and simple. An afternoon trip to Liverpool, and back in time to get the family tea. you prefer to take the bus, then there are plenty, with routes that go in every direction. And Runcorn, 20 minutes from Liverpool, is only 2.5 hours from London. All the towns provide recreational facilities of every type, and the countryside is almost on the doorstep. The expanding towns already have the usual cinemas, dance and bingo halls, and sports facilities. The new towns are making provision for them. Any one of the 6 towns offers everything needed for a happy life. Shops free from traffic problems, employment in modern buildings, houses built with the housewife in mind, welfare facilities within easy reach, schools to the highest modern standards, open spaces for recreation, offering new pursuits such as angling, rambling, sailing, and entertainment for all ages and tastes, and a future for the children. Further details are available from Corporation housing officers who are there to help in the most friendly way, with the minimum of red tape and without fuss or bother. These towns are ready to welcome you now. The next move is yours.